Hey, he's taking off on me. He looks like he's going to go eastbound on Holgate. Everyone, you got it?
Everyone's got it.
Police officers on the ground
He's passing Alberta. He's flying.
heavily rely on one officer from above.
The TFO's job becomes talking the officers from where they are to where they need to be.
The tactical flight officer has just a matter of seconds to relay information to officers below.
So, we just have a unique perspective. We can see things that officers on the ground can't see.
He's running both down on the roof. He's on the backyard side. Oh, he just did a failed parkour.
And they must describe dangerous situations.
Officers on the south, watch out for crossfire.
Anything that we can do to shave the advantage, from a safety standpoint in the officer's favor, that's what we're gonna try and do.
Knowing lives are on the line is crushing pressure. Plus, managing all the gear and disseminating the correct information in a spinning airplane can be overwhelming. If you want this job, your testing starts on the ground, where you must prove your spatial and geographical knowledge.
You have 15 minutes for this portion of the test.
To start, I'm given a pile of photos and maps in random order.
Your assignment is to match as many of these photos with the correct map and determine the address of the house that is marked on the map. Ready?
Ready.
Go.
I spread out all the maps to see if I could quickly identify them, but nothing popped out at me. Eventually, I was able to match only a handful of maps and determine those houses' addresses.
Okay. So that concludes that portion of the test.
And there's more. I'm given another stack of papers with aerial photos. A star marks an intersection. I am supposed to recognize and write down the cross streets. Quickly, I get discouraged, slightly overwhelmed, and confused. This time, I'm only able to recognize 4 intersections out of 20.
You don't have the benefit of 5-6 years of driving around on patrol,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of officers have seen these intersections over and over and over again.
After this, more spatial and street grid knowledge tests follow, along with a police radio quiz. Next up, a test of your communication and navigation skills using a video simulation.
The goal for you is to broadcast to officers on the ground what this person's doing so that we can carefully, safely take the person into custody.
The core part of a TFO's job is to paint a picture succinctly.
And he's passing a baseball field heading towards 4th Avenue, still going northbound.
Only select officers make it through all these ground tests. Then they're tested in the aircraft. There are 2 flight tests. To start, they gave me an exercise to trace around a track field, testing my fine motor skills. Check out the difference between my first flight test versus my second.
Oh, look at you. It's a good thing we brought you back.
I knew you'd want to hire me.
This is a big part of why PPB tests candidates twice, to see if they can build on what they learned. Next task.
For the purpose of this exercise, we're going to pretend like this is a car that we're in pursuit with.
Now that I have figured out how to maneuver the gear, I follow a car and call out its movements.
The suspect's vehicle is now just turned northbound on Southeast 60th.
Communicating with officers on the ground.
He's just now passing Southeast Sherman Street.
If you're not careful, you can easily lose the suspect.
Catch up to him. Catch up to him. There you go.
I got this.
In a real pursuit, these cars are speeding through intersections, making it difficult to call out streets and directions.
Okay, he just blew a red light there on 112.
Tactical Flight Officer Josh Goldschmidt says the PPB Air Support team has proved to be an effective unit.
We want to catch people who need to be off the street. This is a tool that allows us to do that in cases that we otherwise wouldn't be able to catch them.
All right, he's hopping the fence, running westbound through the backyard.
Even with the advantage of a bird's eye view,
He's going down on his lead. Everybody hold your spot.
TFOs worry a lot about the officers on the ground.
I'm in my 25th year as a police officer, and I've seen a lot of bad things happen to my coworkers and my friends, and it's a big part of why I do this. I want to make sure that those guys go home to their families at the end of each day.
TFOs say the nights they come home after a successful mission, keeping fellow officers safe and catching criminals that otherwise would have gotten away, is beyond rewarding.
I'm proud to have been a part of it, and I can't wait to get back in the airplane and go do it again.
115, I got one running. That'd be Air 1.
Air 1, we copy, we're en route.